Americans like to say we are individuals, and they like to also say we love our freedom and we want to do what we want to do. And that is fine. That is perfect. But when what you do has a negative effect on not only myself, on others, and the economy, at that point, society must defend itself. And I think we're reaching to that point with a whole lot of these folks that are super spreaders of coronavirus because it's hurting us all. Check this out.
Scene that we're about to show you would have been entirely unremarkable, but now it is almost unthinkable. Video from our own Sam Brock, shot by him yesterday at a grocery store in Naples, Florida. You can see there a crowd of shoppers and employees acting like it's any other day, not a day in the middle of a global pandemic that has killed nearly 30,000 people in that state alone. There are no masks, no social distancing, no plexiglass, nothing at all, elderly people. But there is a proud owner who is proud to rebel against public health guidelines. NBC's Sam Brock has more.
Katie, good afternoon. Wearing a mask in Collier County, where I am right now, isn't optional. There are mask mandates for people to wear a mask when going inside supermarkets. I wasn't out to find people not doing that. I stopped by for lunch. What we saw ended up being a representation of the fault lines in this country right now over COVID and wearing masks that could be costing lives.
Video that looks like it was taken pre-pandemic. The Oaks Farm seed-to-table market in Naples, Florida, captures the country's divide, with many customers and employees visibly not wearing masks. Despite experts' clear messaging that wearing masks can slow the spread of COVID-19.
The CDC makes recommendations based on data that they accumulate because it's a science-based organization.
When we first asked about the store's mask policy, we were directed to this sign stating the mask exemption guidelines. Those in our lovely government have ordered all persons entering indoor facilities to wear a mask. If you have a medical condition that prevents you from wearing a mask, you are exempt. We cannot legally ask you about your medical condition. Therefore, if we see you without a mask, we will assume you have a medical condition. Alfie Oaks is the store's owner, known for his conservative and often controversial viewpoints.
Is your position then about medical exemptions, or is it about the fact that you don't think masks work and that the virus is not a real thing?
I know that the masks don't work, and I know that the virus has not killed 400,000 people in this country. That's total hogwash.
Oaks, who organized getting a bus of people to Washington, D.C. on January 6th to support former President Trump, believes many of the deaths being attributed to COVID are due to other causes.
I'm not going to do it. I've never worn a mask in my life, and I never will.
Yesterday, more than 3,000 people died from the coronavirus in the United States. Oaks' store, a stark contrast to the hundreds of public stores in Florida equipped with plexiglass checkout counters, social distancing rules, even pharmacies administering vaccines. On social media, reaction to the video poured in swiftly. One person tweeting, "I can't stop watching this. My jaw is literally on my desk." Another said, "We should exempt them from the vaccine line then."
Katie, it is worth noting that I'm told the business communities in the city of Naples and in Collier County were lobbying their local governments to institute a mask mandate because they didn't want to be the bad guys. They were worried about their own health and safety. Also worth noting that what we saw here is an outlier. The vast majority of supermarkets across Florida, not just in Naples, are observing these protocols, but we are in a very affluent, conservative, wealthy part of the state, and clearly there are examples of some people flouting the rules. Katie?
But the problem is, Sam, it's not an outlier when it comes to all of the disinformation that is out there, and it's an example of that. It's about so much more than masks. It is about a chunk of this country losing its grip on reality.
Katy Tur hit the nail on the head. You know, old journalism, he said, she said, the Republican said, the Democrat said, but nobody really put that opinion in there that made sense. Americans want that. Not only do they want that, they should want that. That's what the fourth estate is there for. This thing about not putting out fact when the other side is wrong, I think it's hogwash. Katy Tur and a lot of these newer journalists love what they're doing. This is how you get the story out. She's right. They've lost their sense of reality. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.